everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon, and I'm here today for the finale of Call of Cthulhu Nameless Horrors. Yes, my friend, this is where it's at. This is the end of our tragic tale. Our final descent into darkness and insanity begins right here, right now. So let's go around the cast and crew, let's figure out who we are and who we're going to be playing today. Let's start, as ever, with our very own redundant UK. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm doing very well. I'm back from my lab weekend. It was a lot of fun. Absolutely exhausting, mentally and physically. But I'm back. And now I'm going to be mentally and physically exhausted with this Call of Cthulhu finale. But I'm looking forward to it. It always builds up to one grand finale, and you're never, ever disappointed. Sloan might be the character I'm playing, but I know I won't be. Sloan, the mystic, who is weird, creepy, he's probably screwed, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking too good, but that's okay. It's the finale, so he was never going to make it any further than this anyway, right? We have Don with us tonight. Don, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, I am fantastic. I am dreading and in equal measure really looking forward to the next couple of hours. I play Garen O'Kane, ex-priest and hitman Catholic Church. He's been on a bit of a good streak lately where he's starting to feel optimistic about the situation, but that was sort of cut off in a very bad way at the end of last episode, and I have no idea what's going to happen.
Me neither. It's going to be fun. We've also got Grimjack21502. Greg with us today. Greg, how you doing, my friend?
This is it. Another one of the patented Will Jones finales here on Wednesday, 1 to 4 Eastern for Call of Cthulhu. Ladies and gentlemen, I told the green room before we went into this, I don't know what it is, but I've got a good feeling about this one. Now, in the past, with Pat and Dr. Thaddeus, I had that sense of dread. But lo and behold, with Jolly covered in blood, with the lowest sanity going into a finale I've ever had, I don't know if it's the crazy talking, but damn it, I feel good. Let's do this. Let's play. Let's go crazy. Let's win Cthulhu.
You know, I have had like the exact opposite for you guys. I woke up today and I was like, I'm going to do terrible things to them. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. As you did say that you're feeling really good, Greg, the donation did come in to give you a Wild Magic Surge and a Nat 1. So the odds may be in my favor. Thank you, Elijah, for that. But let's go to Lindy. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Will. I don't think Lou is very worried because she has a permanent sanity that means she trusts everything Barton Poole says.
Yeah.
So she's feeling pretty fine during all this crazy stuff, but I don't! I'm very concerned, but I'm also super excited because I love emotional trauma, and that's why I'm here. So, I'm excited. I'm gonna be playing Lockpick Lou, crazy hobo, legitimately insane now. She's on the last dregs for sanity, so we'll see what happens today. I love being strapped to a ritual table.
Let's pour out those dregs, shall we? Let's do that. One last sip from the almost empty cup of Lou's sanity. Great stuff. And last but not least, we have Pruitt with us tonight. Pruitt, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm ready to get to this, see where this ends, how it ends, and it's probably going to be messy, and it's probably going to be a little crazy. But I'm playing Felix Kruger, spy for the Symphony. He's torn between a party of people who have kind of begrudgingly accepted him and a group of people who hired him and expect him to do his duty. So we will have to see exactly where the dice fall.
Absolutely. Well, before we dive into today's game, before I remind you guys of where we are with our finale as we dive into things, I remind you that we are sponsored by dndice.co.uk. Go over to their website, and in fact, the coupon is 10% at the moment. So I actually went and bought myself a set of dice this morning. I saved myself 10% using my own coupon code. That's how that works, right? Why not? I figured to treat myself, Go over there, as I tweeted this morning. Step 1, buy dice from D&D. Step 2, use the coupon code Encounter Roleplay. Step 3, win Dungeons and Dragons or Call of Cthulhu, as these guys are going to try and do today. We'll see if it's possible. Go over there, get yourself some beautiful dice. And of course, you can interact with today's show as well. If you haven't followed the show yet, hit the follow button. Join us here on Encounter Roleplay. You're bound to have a good time. And when we hit 20 followers, you guys get to decide something which happens next in our campaign. Also, here is the tweet for you guys as well. On 20 retweets, you guys get another viewer decision where you get to screw with the party. Or, as the case may very well be, help them out. Because they're going to need some help. And last but not least, you can donate to affect the game as well. Give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges. And this donation table this month is the table of cursed magic items. Also, Mr. Pokey, go over there, and you guys have created these cursed magic items. Some of them are good, straight up. Some of them have horrible consequences to them. Go check them out and have some fun with that. I beseech you guys today, there in the audience, there in chat, those watching on as onlookers to the horrific performance which you're about to witness, to either send these guys some help or to help me out. Your wonderful keeper who has brought you all of these episodes filled with drama and tension and horror. Just think about how much you appreciate what I've done for you. And channel that into your viewer decisions and into your donations towards helping the man that we all know and love, Lieutenant Martin Paul and the Symphony. So think of it not as supporting a horrific Nazi-loving bastard of a man from Cthulian horrors, nightmares. Think of it as supporting good old Will, who's brought us all this free fun content every day. Before we dive into today's game, though, I'll remind you guys what happened last week on the show. The players are in a dire scenario. They have worked their way underneath the church in Dunwich and found themselves in this huge construction factory-like meat-packing bodies from different times and different dimensions. They even found their own bodies along with this huge slug-like abomination that was working with several different drones in this area to create this horrific meat-packing factory of human bodies and flesh, with different parts being sent to various different places into this huge vat-like compartment, which they believe to hide the being known only as Abhoff. The great unclean being that he is. The party stumbled through and got into a rather dangerous fight with a bunch of these drone-like zombie creatures, which Kip managed to defeat. Find themselves backed up with more of these slug creatures. Garen and Lou got kind of taken away from the rest of the party. Sloane got broken up, as did Felix. All kind of split the party, which was always a good idea going into a finale of Call of Cthulhu. The two of them, Garen and Lou, ended up walking into a room with a telephone in that they recognized to be Lieutenant Martin Poole's kind of catchphrase. It's his thing. He likes it. They picked up the phone, the door slammed behind them, and Lieutenant Martin Poole revealed his plan as they were being kind of sent to sleep with the gas in this room. He had been kind of pulling the strings this whole time, a great puppet master, leading a trail of breadcrumbs for these investigators. Because Lou had been killed as a child by members of Caligula, he needed 3 members of Caligula to be sacrificed upon his altar in order to bring the true Lucille back. Whether or not he's just insane, pretty likely. Or maybe that's true as well. The wild magic surges would seem to agree. Lieutenant Martin Poole kind of revealed his hand. He is the big bad dude of evil, and he's here again. And this time around, he's a little less cautious, or a little more cautious than he was before, a little less blasé, and he had a trick or two up his sleeve. He sent those two to sleep. Sloane also managed to get into a room with him. His hand was revealed. The 3 of them woke up on an altar. This altar, they had connected to various different tentacles of Abhoff, along with the boy, Timmy, screaming out the wails and cries as a conductor orchestrated this whole music, this unearthly song, which was the symphony. Around and outside, oh, Bogey, thank you for bringing that in soon, don't worry. Outside, in the audience, there were 100 or so cultists. in these white robes who were watching on eagerly. Lieutenant Martin Poole was there as well as Felix and Kip walked into the scene, Kip covered in the blood of 42 zombie creatures that he had defeated. And Poole was standing there with his pistols ready and the Necronomicon on hand, and revealed to be the conductor of the symphony was Dr. Alan Pierce, the friend to the party who had fallen, and that Lieutenant Martin Poole had taken and twisted into a horrific abomination of his own desires. So that is where we stand. Thank you to Kayleen for that resub, and thank you to Mr. Pokey for that donation. We'll bring that in. Fear not. So, as things stand, let me bring in our music here today. Is a unearthly chant and low thrum is taking place in the auditorium. Around in the audience, the 100 or so cultists, members of the symphony from one dimension or another, are here watching in place. Just by them, basically amongst them, are Kip and Felix, watching from the stage. Kip covered in blood, Felix looking particularly white and pasty as he watches the scene. Down on the stage stands Lieutenant Martin Poole in a cream white suit with 2 revolvers, and he has tucked into his arm the Necronomicon. Next to him stands Dr. Alan Pierce, a twisted and fetid abomination of Abhoth now, who stands there conducting the symphony in a trance-like state, looking towards the group with just sheer hatred in his eyes. And then on the altars, 3 of them are trapped, pinned into place with tentacles which are into them right now, placed into their bodies and kind of thrust into them almost like daggers. You can see them pulsing and moving. Are Garen and Glue and Sloane are tied down, and they are not with their possessions anymore. Poole is standing there, and he's just revealed. He says, "Do no harm," and the hood comes off from Pierce, and he looks up in unrecognizing madness from his eyes. Kip and Felix, the lights are upon the 2 of you, and the members of the symphony in the audience are looking back to see you. You can tell by the way that they are armed, invariably either with daggers, or looks like several of them have pistols on them as well, and you know these to be agents not unlike those of Caligula, not unlike those such as yourselves. Poole says, "Mr. Edwards, Mr. Kruger, why don't you come down and join us here? I've got a couple of spare altars in case you want to have a little rest."
Great. 2 things, Will. One,
Yes.
I have a wild magic surge.
You do.
Yeah, it came from Elijah, and it figures that he could only muster up 1, because that's about all he can get through anytime.
Wow.
So just squeak 1 into me. So, all right. It was 1576.
Yeah. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. Caster steps on a loose stone and tumbles down the nearest hill, which is to say the auditorium steps.
Okay.
We'll get
It
to
was
that.
not a great entrance.
That was not a good one. And everyone gets an advantage except from myself. Kiana gives that to each of you guys. You each have an advantage.
Nice. Thank you very much, Kiana. And then as I'm falling, Will, what Jolly would like to do is, as I have held this since receiving it, I would like to hold back the horror, if at all possible, and roll my 1d6 sanity loss now
Yes.
to hold back the horror.
You may definitely do that. As you kind of like you slip on a loose stair as you start to move down, and you lose 5 points of sanity as you hold back the horror, channeling into the ring on your finger, and you slip and you come down the bottom just at the foot of the stage, essentially. Pool, you best be careful there. Mr. Kruger, why don't you come down as well?
Yes, sir. And I'll come down the stairs after Jolly. And I don't know if he's already righted himself by the time I get there, but I'll kind of help him up. Just whisper to him, do you trust me?
Nope.
It'll make this harder. And he just like stands back, and that's when you see Felix pull his gun out and put it to the back of Kip's head. And just be like, you wanted them, so here they are.
You can roll me here, Felix. Let's see. Do they have deception as different skills, aren't they? You roll me a persuade.
Can I assist with this by turning around and punching him?
Sure.
Can I do an acting or persuade?
I'd give you an acting.
Okay, cool. Oh!
Yeah,
Oh wait, if he's assisting me, does that give me like advantage, or?
I'll give you a reroll.
Okay.
Nice. You do take 3 damage from Kip as he punches you. And presumably you try and get him under control.
Yeah, I'll just kind of take it and put my hand on his back and just be like, just go with it, and give me the bat. And I'm gonna try to take the bat away from Kip as I have my gun to the back of his head.
Oh, now trust only goes so far, Felix.
Mr. Edwards, why don't you hand that over before I shoot Lou here? And he kind of gun to
Go
head.
ahead.
Trust me.
He, Kip opens up the front of his pants and says, you sure it's the bat you want? Or do you trust me? He can see the edge of the golden Ferrigny in the front of his pants. Right around cock toasting level.
Yeah.
So everyone has another advantage from Mr. Pokey. Thank you, my friend.
And I'll just kind of through gritted teeth just be like, I trust you more than them.
Well, Felix, I can't give you this. And I turn around and I show the bat to Pool, and I'd say, listen, I'll put this back here, but if you know anything about me, Martin, you know I can't give it. It's not how it works.
A magnanimous dispensation.
Holy shit, thank you to Wobbit92 donates £70. Holy shit. Love the show. I want to help. Per se. In the end. Everyone gets a Wild Magic Surge. 3 nat 20s to everyone. A D10 of healing for everyone. Everyone gets another advantage. And another cursed item for everybody. Dope. So, let's do that. As you kind of, have this bat in your hand, and Paul has got the gun just to lose face. I would like you each to roll me 3 Wild Magic Surges, and each to roll me a D25. Holy shit! Thank you so much, Robert.
Wait. 3 Wild Magic Surges? I thought we each got a Wild Magic Surge and 3 crits.
3 Wild Magic Surges per player, 3 nat 20s per person, and a
Holy
cursed
shit.
item per person.
Fucking hell.
Oh, okay, because I don't, okay.
Holy crap.
Oh yeah. The cursed item table is in use now, the two, that's right, this is our first rolls on it, so we'll get through the Wild Magic Surges first as we enter into the scene. And I will note, as you guys are rolling these as well, that the tentacles that are placed into Lou, Garen, and Sloane right now are coming down from the ground. They're coming down from where you saw that same vat where Abhoff lies below. These are almost certainly connected to him. So let's get to Don's Wild Magic Surges first. Mr. O'Kane, as you're coming back into consciousness, Somebody nearby is dragged bodily to hell. Oh my god, that's so good.
Mr. Poole, perhaps?
Oh, we will see. We will see. I gotta make a note of that. 3583. Tomorrow, you meet and insult the avatar of a deity. Okay. This is all working out weirdly well. 5984, Garen's Last Wild Magic. You are carrying a bucket of chum, and you must carry it until dawn. There is like a bucket of organs down at the bottom of your altar from previous victims, Garen. Okay, and we'll look at your cursed magic item. 21, the deck of less things. Although it appears like one, this is not a deck of many things. Instead, each card is coated in sovereign glue, sticking to everything it touches, collecting items like a magnet collects iron fillings. If the last card is drawn, all cards return to the deck, taking with it all items stuck to them in a demi-plane, only reachable through the deck or a wish spell. That is pretty awesome. So you've got like a deck of cards that you've just like the only thing that's been left behind from Garen, which have a strange sticky quality to them. Sloan, your Wild Magic Surge, 573. You can't be crushed by any weight of stone.
Okay.
That is interesting. Could be interesting.
An option.
4307. Everyone knows that your head is completely hollow. Everyone knows it.
Kinda.
I'm saying that from the start. And then 1219, Sloan. You are pinned beneath a large tombstone bearing your name. That works really well. Yeah, it works really well with the other one. So basically, on you, Sloan, is this huge slab of stone. It's enough to just like weigh you down, and like you'd be completely unable to move. It says like Sloan is written on it, and in fact, it's made from the statue of Sloan.
Very poetic.
Yes, it's the same kind of like slab that you saw that was the base of the statue from that. For Foggins, thanks so much, my friend. I'll get to that in just a second.
And I rolled an 18 for the curse.
18 on your curse. The gloves of thievery. The gloves take over the body of the wearer when the wearer goes to sleep and steals items of small value and hide them in your pockets. That's awesome.
Lou made that.
Lou made that, yeah. That's definitely an
I might
invention.
want to give those to Lou soon.
You might do, yeah. Let's see. Greg here, 485. There we go. 3485 reads, one side of your body is invulnerable to fire. Your right-hand side is invulnerable to fire. 0149. Yes, your bad side. All trees within 100 yards form into a tight circle around Lacaster. We're going to say that tentacles rise up from the ground and just encircle you. Jolly. There are probably about 6 or 7 of them. Thick, heavy tentacles just kind of like encircle around you as Felix has got the gun to the back of your head. And then 8096. A huge outcrop of beautiful crystals erupts under the target point. Gonna have to change this one a little bit as well, just so it's a little bit more fitting. Basically, Kip, you see the ground underneath you, this wooden stage, become kind of see-through, say translucent, and you can look down below into the heaving mass that is the creature Abhoth. This is a quite literal interpretation of what you think hell might look like. It is a heaving mess of organs and bodies. You can see where the vat is feeding through just like chunks of blood, just buckets of organs flowing into this gigantic mess, which must be far larger than the church itself. It fills out into this huge space. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, and then Lou, 3508, so you're on the altar. A deity has a personal vendetta against you.
What?
Well, Abhoth does, in fact, have a personal
that makes sense.
vendetta against you, I suppose. That would make sense. Let's see your next one. 6919. Your allies swear a blood oath against whoever slays you. Makes sense as well. Makes sense. 1, 2, 20. You are poisoned, and you only have 66 days to find the only antidote. Well,
I mean, isn't that the fungus?
yeah, pretty much. That's weirdly fitting. And then your curse roll.
I rolled a 9.
A 9.
I think. Yes.
The doubloon of doom. Whenever
Oh,
the
that
doubloon
sounds
of doom comes into contact with a carrier, such a person holding the coin, they start to have a vision of the future that shows the demise of one of the others in your company. Ooh, once the fate that was destined has been fulfilled or avoided, the curse moves to another target member of the company. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in just 1 minute.
Okay.
And then, in fact, did we get to Kip's cursed item? 22 is... Oh, we don't have 22. Reroll the D25.
Oh.
22 is the one that's missing. Someone go and fill in the 22, by the way. I might do that in a minute, actually.
Make it something cool real quick. 2.
2. The blood metal rod. The rod constantly bleeds, leaving a trail of blood wherever it goes. Once attuned, the wielder can use 3 drops of their own blood on the rod to transform it into a single melee weapon. However, the wielder must save on a DC 15 wisdom saving throw or be plagued by voices in your head, making you increasingly possessive of the rod. We're going to call this your bat. This is an extra, item, property that your bat has. That's pretty damn cool. And then just Felix to go. So Felix1138, thank you again for this donation, Robert. You are forcibly barred from the next town you attempt to enter, Felix.
Yeah, I had a thing back in the day.
A magnanimous dispensation.
Holy shit, Latu, £75. Let's get the party started. Cursed item for everyone. Everyone roll another D25. Holy shit. I'm getting to your second Wild Magic Surge, Felix 6668. You sprout a non-functioning hand from the top of your head. Weird. As you step into these tentacles, you step into the presence, yeah. That just kind of something springs out from the back of your head, something that maybe was there the whole time. A creature-like hand, which is stuck onto the back of your head, and the hand seems to breathe a wet, ragged breath. And then your last Wild Magic Surge. You are invisible when you are completely submerged. Interesting.
Does it say what I'm submerged in?
Yeah.
Doesn't, no. But presumably water, or some liquid. Okay, and then your first cursed item was a 5. You get the Hunter's Eye. If touched, this ruby disappears. Oh, sorry.
A
Actually, that was an
resplendent
errant roll,
offering.
sorry.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Mine was 23.
23, copy that. Holy shit, Isriva. Thank you, my friend. Isriva gives 4 Wild Magic Surges to Redundant UK. Thank you guys for all this crazy donations that are coming in. We will get to the play in a minute, but this is going to make the
Riva,
finale.
my name isn't Greg. What the hell's going on?
So a 23 for Felix. The Iron Throne. If used, the user must succeed in a Constitution DC 16 saving throw or suffer the effects of dysentery for the next 24 hours. So there's a throne here as well, like a seat which Poole has been sitting in for a while, and it kind of stands up from. It's this throne of iron, and it looks like there's a suspicious brown patch on it as well, which pops up next to you, Felix. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out. So Lindia, 14 is your next curse?
Yes.
Nice. 14 on the next curse. Get rid of that. Is the Nightcap of Nightly Affirmations. I'll let you go read through this one yourself because there's quite a lot to it. But soft whispers fill your head, and when you take rests, you are going to get some affirmations, and your charisma is going to increase. I'll send the bit to you there in the chat. You guys can go read in the Zoom. I'm just conscious of getting through all of these things. Great stuff. There's a little voice in the back of your head starts saying, "You can do it, Lou. You can do it." Greg.
Oh no!
Kip gets the Kip, you also have the doubloon of doom. Ooh, there are 2 doubloons of doom right now, which we'll get to in a second because it's going to work for my next piece here when we get back to the play of the vision. Don, the quiver of returning. Projectiles from your quiver return for the user when fired. We're going to say you don't have a weapon on you right now, but let's say you have like a gun holder, a holster. And it's infused with the power of Caligula, and bullets that you shoot out from your gun like return back into the pouch magically. So instead of a quiver, it's a gun holster. The text is there in the Zoom chat. 17 for Sloan. Crystal of Paranoia. You are convinced this crystal is giving you insight into the future. You get visions, and occasionally you hear the crystal talking to you. This is perfect for Sloan. It'll start making you convinced that other people are trying to take the crystal from you. This is essentially the One Ring, but without any of the cool stuff, like turning invisible or destroying Sauron. So perfect for Call of Cthulhu. And then you, my friend Felix, receive the Cursed Spoon. Once picked up, this spoon cannot be put down. It will also speak to the new owner and continuously encourage you to cook food using almost any material or substance. You hear a voice pierce as the hand bursts out from the back of your head. We should use that bucket. Let's eat people. And let's get to these 4 wild magic surges, and then we will be up to date. Dive back into the action here for Sloan. 1218. You are permanently invisible to the next person who injures you. Could be good, could be bad. 2340. Your spellbook has a handle, and you can use it as a shield +1. We'll say... let's say like you have a notebook that's left on you. It's big enough and heavy enough to be kind of used as a shield and give you a little bit of armor. And then 4095.
It could be the spirit of stress.
Oh, this is bad, Tom. Any undeads nearby howl wildly and race towards you.
Jolly killed most of them, right?
Most of them.
Okay.
Most of them.
But at least you're invisible?
Oh, they have to hit me first.
Yeah. A local ruler orders the execution of anyone causing a chaos burst, or I guess a wild magic surge. Interesting. Great. So...
isn't that kind of already happening?
A little bit. Thank you guys so much for those donations. That's fucking crazy. We're going to dive back into the action here, as we have been out of 20 minutes or so, but we're going to bring in all the cool shit now. So... the hand erupts from Felix. Sloan starts. You have these items that you find on you, that you have the strange different effects working on you. Currently, Kip is surrounded by tentacles, large tentacles that are bobbing up from the ground. Felix has a gun to the back of his head at the bottom. Well, you're not on the stage. You're actually below the stage right now. And the rest of you guys are up on the stage. At this point, Lou... and Jolly, as you've received the doubloon of dooms, which give you cursed visions.
Oh boy.
Lou, you're kind of waking up, but you've been in a very, very odd place. And Kip, similarly, is starting, like, you start to feel yourself lag for a second and just sort of like, huh. And both of you find yourself in a very peculiar moment. So, as you're waking up, and yes, Flafloggin gives everybody a critical success, which I will put on here. Thank you, my friend, for that. As you're waking up, Lou, and as you get close to the center where Pool is, Kip, and where the tentacles surround you, you have this odd moment where you just kind of blink, and then you find yourself in a different place. Lou, you are no longer in the auditorium, but you are still on an altar. Around you, above, is the sky of the sea that you traveled through when you first went through the painting.
Oh.
And before you is Kip. Kip, you're feeling yourself, but you're clearly no longer where you once were. You're not in a building, you're kind of on the ground somewhere. Above you is the sea, before you is Lou. You look down and you don't have any hands. They end in stumps. You don't have your bat on you in this moment. You are feeling kind of naked. And you see that Pool is kind of standing next to you. He does not look fully formed. He looks ghostly, the same way that the ghosts from the past looked when you saw them, those members of Caligula. And he's standing there behind you. He has the pistols on him. He doesn't seem to have the Necronomicon on him. You kind of look down into your pants and you don't have the Ferronnier on you. It's almost like you're just here with you, Pool, and Lou. Well, Mr. Edwards, here we are.
My question, and this might be more for whenever we go back to, or if we're going back to where we were, would you categorize Pool as undead?
He is something else. He certainly has returned from the dead, but whether or not he is undead, you don't really know.
Okay. I was just wondering because they ignored me, so... Just throwing that out there. You use that wild magic surge from episode 4 as you will.
Yeah, I like. There's a certain amount that you've like, is probably ambient. That wild magic surge, but Pool is like, next level. He's not just any drone.
He's a boss monster.
Yeah. Okay. He's got that, legendary resistance. He just throws one on that and laughs.
Gotcha.
So, Mr. Edwards, here we are with. Lucille is here, and so are you. Your friends are gone. You don't have the Ferronnier on you anymore. How are you feeling?
All peachy. So what are we doing here? Is this some type of, are you going to take a victory lap, or...
No, I just came here to make sure that I could more easily disarm you than previously might have been possible. And of course, I wanted you to see. And I just needed a moment alone with Lucille.
Hi, Jolie!
Hey, Lou.
See, normally I would offer you a way to redeem yourself in my eyes, Mr. Edwards, but I know you can't be reasoned with. So, stands to reason, therefore, that I do not bargain with you at all. He runs his gun over towards Lucille. Lucille, I just wanted... Go ahead.
Let me ask you a quick question, Martin.
Oh,
As
yes.
with the stage and the throne and stuff, screams theatrics, which, I'm not a big theater person, but all of this, you come in, watch me do this and watch me do that, One, you're above it. Two, if there's something you want from me and you say, but I know I can't get it from you, it means you want to ask it, but you don't want to sound like you're begging. So here's what I'm going to say. Mr. Poole, what is the bargain that I am here for that could potentially save my friend Lou's life, and that you thought you would, show me and bring me here and take this on?
You've got it all wrong, Mr. Edwards. There is no bargain. There are no deals. There is no way to save Lucille. This is no, if I wanted something from you, maybe I'll save my daughter. No, she's gonna die. You're all gonna die. Let me make that very clear, that there is absolutely no way in my mind that I can change the events which have been set into motion. They've been set into motion for a very long time, and I have no desire to change them, nor can I, even if I wanted to, nor will I. Lucille will die. She must be reborn. I suppose I do have a question for you before I end this all, which I've been wondering for a while. Mr. Edwards, who is it? Who is Lawan?
The one. Well, I certainly ain't looking at him. Let's just say that the scales of judgment haven't weighed in on that one quite yet. So, I'm a bailiff of sorts. I just get to keep the court in session for the foreseeable future. But I got one thing to say to you. This is floating around in my mind, right? You know, we got taken back and we saw the terrible shit that happened between you and your daughter, and you know, it was awful. You know, I had a part in that, and I didn't really have control of myself, but you know, I was there. I saw it. I presumably that's how it went down. I saw your wife get killed, and our Lucille's mother. Not sure if you all had hitched her or whatnot, but you know, you seem an upstanding gent, so I figured you probably did get down on one knee.
Indeed.
Right. So here's my question. You want to bring back your real daughter, right?
Correct.
That's what you said. You want to bring back your real daughter. All right. Well, here's my question. You're going to bring back your real daughter, the daughter that knows that you let her get killed, and a being that you kind of alluded to a specific amount of power imbued in this being known as your daughter. What the fuck is she gonna do to you when she wakes up from all this and you left her in lieu, living in shit for 18 years or in a hole, and she's got power? She comes from you.
Mr. Edwards, I'm afraid you don't understand at all, do you?
Probably not.
No, when
I'm a driver.
You see, when Lucille comes back, my real daughter, she will destroy everything, including me. I have no misconceptions about surviving this. You see, it has to happen.
Oh, so you're a slave? Oh, shit. Okay, I thought you were like in charge here or something. Fine, go ahead. I didn't realize that you were just, you know, bowing down. You know.
Oh, she will rule eternal over these lands, Mr. Edwards. I am a very proud father, and it's not for me to stand in the way of her destiny. For, as a father, it's my job to make sure that she has the best in life, and that is exactly what I'm gonna do. So, if you don't mind, I think we're done here.
Sure.
Vision, go ahead.
At this point, taking one of the stumps up to his face, he's like, you know, Jolly's like scratching at his chin, and he's going to just kind of like bite into one of his wrists to see if it bleeds.
If you bite hard enough, it will.
Yeah, he's just gonna bite into it and say, "Oh, wow, look, I'm bleeding. I thought it was a dream. I thought I could, it would wake up, but."
The vision fades away as Paul is just locked, just watching Lou. And we return once again to our auditorium.
Could I have tried to wiggle off the altar? But actually, I probably wouldn't have. I've just been looking around while they're talking. I'm like,
Yeah. The tentacles are vice-like in their grip of you. And furthermore, Lou probably doesn't know if she has that much intention to leave at this point.
yeah, okay, cool.
We return to our auditorium as we find ourselves here. Some things have changed, and they almost immediately change around you for those of you who were not in the moments in our vision. Kip is surrounded once again. His bat not with him. His pants surprisingly empty. And worryingly empty. And Paul is standing on the stage. Lucille standing over you. Lucille,
Hi.
how are you feeling, my darling?
well, a bit constrained at the moment, but and I've got an itch, like, on the left side of my face.
Of course.
I just can't quite reach it. But besides that, I mean, I guess I've had worse.
No. And let me just say I'm sorry for all this nasty business. In your next life, it will be so much better.
Yeah, about that. So, like, how exactly does that work?
Well, you will, in this form, die, along with these agents of Caligula here, and you will be reborn as a being of true chaos, one which I worked very hard on to bring into this world. You will be your true self, related to our friend down below, Abhoff. You will be a vessel on this earth, bring about a true order to this place. I'll be very proud of you.
Right. All right.
I do have one question for you, my darling. Of the folks here, Sloane, Mr. O'Kane, who should go first?
What, like to die? Does everyone really have to die? I'm just double checking.
Absolutely they do, my darling, if this is to all come about.
Does Felix count?
Why, Mr. Kruger, I suppose he does. But, I can understand that. Are you sure Mr. Sloane down here, he's been a bit of a weirdo, wouldn't you say, Lou?
Well, I mean, yeah, his nickname is Tall, Dark, and Creepy.
Then we're agreed.
I mean...
Like mother, like daughter. Paul turns the gun on Sloane, places it to his head. He kind of...
I'm asleep at the
You are
moment, aren't I?
asleep, yeah.
Is Garen awake yet?
Yeah, Garen is
No!
waking up. At this point, Garen, you're kind of coming about as he's stepping and talking next to you, and your eyes kind of blearily wake up, and you realize what is happening around you. It takes you, several seconds just to even come round and to understand what's happening. And as you look up, you kind of look to your right, and you can see Lou, and you look to your left, and you can see Sloane and a figure with a gun to his head. And at the same time, Sloane, you're waking up as well. Your eyes blearily coming to realization as you're looking up at Lieutenant Martin Poole's angular face. You can look across and see Lou and Garen. Mr. Sloane, it's been a pleasure.
Can Lou
As he pulls the trigger, just before he pulls it, I'm going to activate the ring.
Okay.
Okay.
So you watch as the revolver kind of kicks back, and Sloane's brains are splattered across the chamber, and Poole's gun, a smoking ruin, looks down uncaringly at Sloane. Well, there's one. I think you were right, Lou. You made the right decision.
There's no way I can snap out of this, right?
Will,
At this point, yes, Latou is right. He has been injured by Lieutenant Martin Poole. Sloane disappears. True, everyone did know that his head was hollow. It's been proven now.
So is he really dead? Or is he just...
You saw his brains fly out.
Oh,
You don't see
yeah.
his body now.
Will, I'm still stuck in the
tentacle
wall of tentacles.
Yes.
Is this like a cowboy door height, or is it like high where I can't climb out of it height? Like I'm obscured from sight height?
It is almost like a cage with a top to it. It would be possible to break through, but not obvious just to climb out.
Okay, as soon as the third drop of blood comes from the bite mark, I'm going to summon my bat back to me using that new ability I just got.
Nice. Jolly bursts into action as the bat just and kind of like it just appears glowing in his hands, in the tentacles. Pool looks over with interest. Oh, I see. Well, here we go then.
How far away are we from the stage at this point?
You're not far away at all. You're kind of at the base of it. It's like you could climb up onto it. At this point, just roll some initiative.
Okay.
So let's do Dex.
Do we roll? So are we trapped by these tentacles still?
Yeah, but you will have the opportunity to burst out of them. So,
Do I get disadvantage for my dex?
yeah, you're not so good. Oh,
Well,
man.
I'm going to take a crit on this one, so
Okay.
I can be first in the initiative order, please.
Alrighty. So
And I'm going to use advantage on mine too.
nice. Drop a crit. Great stuff. So we've got Jolly going first, then we have Pool on an 6. Then we have Sims.
I just read. I implicitly trust what he says, but Lou is still very upset about this. She just, yeah, she's like, the shock is she's insane, but that was still her friend, and so she's probably gonna just start like, just freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going last in initiative order at this point, I think. So we've got Jolly, then Pool, then the Symphony and Pierce, then we've got Garen, and then we have Lou. So, Jolly.
Okay, I can't help anybody if I'm dead. So what Jolly wants to do is I have 2 swings on my bat, so let me give you these actions. You tell me if I can do them in one round, Will.
Okay.
Jolly wants to, and you describe these as being like thigh-sized tentacles that were kind of like holding in a cage with a top to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're pretty thick, right?
Yeah, thick tentacles.
Okay. Here's what Jolly wants to do with the round of ice around the top of the bat. He would like to sever one of those, if not 2 of those,
Mm-hmm.
and he would like to freeze them and use them as a shield.
Okay, cool. Yeah, give me
Okay.
some rolls.
Yeah, what do you
And
need
it's,
for that?
power for the freeze, right?
Yeah, we did power for the freeze,
And a
which
D3 of
I'm
sanity.
going
But yeah,
to,
you
which
got it.
right, I got my thing on. I'm going to crit this
Okay.
because I want perfect. I want like a Captain America meets Thor type of scenario going on here,
Nice.
so I can Infinity War the shit out of whatever's coming next.
Nice. Israel donates £5. Heals for all. Thank you, my friend. They're gonna need them. Yes, this huge kind of like the tentacles form into like a shield around you as you use your bat to form a perfect barrier. Presumably, you want to move into cover behind them.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna draw them back and get like a tower shield type of situation, and plant behind it and try to get as far back as possible. If Felix is coming, he's coming. If not, he's pulling back to the back of the room where they were frozen in place or whatever. He fell down the steps, so he can hold and knowing that all these idiots are going to start doing stuff. So he wants to. It's him, his shield, everyone else.
Nice.
However that works.
Yeah, Pool, it's his turn. As you do that, Pool looks over at you as you do this and kind of, well, I only need 3. Looks towards Mr. O'Kane and takes a couple of shots.
No!
It's a hit. And a hit. So we got a D10, 2, 9, and 8. 17 points of damage from Lieutenant Martin Paul Garin. Boom, down they go.
I had 14.
Yep, he says, I only need 3. Shots into Garen's heart. Second revolver goes into his head. Goes straight into the center of his forehead as they kind of die down on this altar near Sloane. Pierce, Dr. Alan Pierce, he with the symphony here begins to kind of like chant this song, this hymn, and he takes a gun and he puts it to his head and he pulls the trigger, blowing out his brains, forming the third member of Caligula that Lieutenant Martin Paul required for this, leaving only Lucille Jenkins. The symphony begins to move towards you, the robed white members of the crowd striding out from the auditorium down into the stage to get close to you with daggers and knives and swords. There's a horde of maybe 100 of them coming towards you. It would be Garen's turn, but he has died. Felix,
Oh no.
it is your turn.
My turn. Awesome. He's gonna do the only thing that he thinks he can, and he was gonna draw a bead on Martin Poole, and I'm gonna use 3 crit successes to
Nice.
fire off 3 shots. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Do
Just
it.
like son of a bitch, and just
Oh, Mr. Kruger, you were always doomed.
So that's 9 damage, 11 damage, and 6 damage.
Nice. 9, 11, and 6. Gonna do math.
26.
26. Cool.
And then start moving back with Kip. Try to keep pace with him.
Very nice. You shoot him 3 times, center of the chest, and he just as you shoot him just like the agents of Caligula shot him all those years ago. It is Lou, your turn. You are in these chains.
I wouldn't try to escape, would I? Can she try to escape? Not to run away, just to run over to Garen's body.
Sure.
Okay. What do I need to roll for that?
You can draw me a strength.
Strength. Okay, I'm gonna use one of my advantages.
Nice.
That's a success.
Nice. You burst out. I'm also about to get to this viewer decision here in a second. Don't worry, guys.
Oh no!
You burst out from the tentacles, like pull them out from yourself, and find yourself next to Garen.
She's just gonna rip him out too and just kind of like cradle him.
Yeah.
And just sob, just crying.
His brains are blown out all over this.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen. I thought everything was gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Everything will still be okay. She's just gonna be like rocking and holding him.
At this point, you hear the doors behind you in the auditorium getting smashed open with a burst of machine gun fire, and literal fire bursts into the auditorium as a cocktail of fire just bursts in. The glass shatters and bursts into the auditorium, and there is a panic from the members of Caligula as you look up, and you see this big, tall woman here, covered in furs with machine guns in her hands. I'm back, bitch. And Paul, you see for the first time in Paul's eyes true fear as he looks at this woman. And you watch as she tosses something along with the Molotov cocktail onto the stage. Lou, you see that there are necklaces. And I'm going to bring it back up to the top of the round. Jolly, it is your turn.
Okay, fire, burning, symphony members going absolutely apeshit berserk, right?
That's right.
Martin Pool's scared. Attention is away at the giant Russian woman that is just giant woman who's just, I don't know if she's Russian. Sounds Russian.
She's
I
got
just
that
screamed-
Russian facial structure. Whatever.
I just screamed "get fucked" so loud, I think I hurt my voice. I just- Okay, so I'm sure I've hurt my voice. Okay, so what he is going to do is, from his position with Felix, is there any sight of the Necronomicon and the Farinier?
They are both tucked into Pool's jacket.
They're both in Pool's jacket.
It fits like a key. So where you see the Necronomicon, the Ferronnier has kind of fit itself like a key into the Necronomicon.
Okay, here's what I would like to do. You say it's in his jacket. I'm running with the Infinity War image here. So he's gonna pull the shield aside, and he's gonna take 2 steps forward and chuck the bat at Martin Poole. And he is aiming specifically with the blades of the bat to remove these devices from him. Cut his jacket, shear into the side of it, cut the straps that are holding it. However, he is maintaining possession without touching these things. He wants to cut that mechanism, cloth or leather or whatever it is, and let that shit fly.
Okay.
So-
give me an attack roll here.
Yeah, I'm gonna crit that.
Okay, good idea.
because I want it to happen great.
I like it. You kind of just like barrel towards it, and you're with the plan of getting the Necronomicon and the Ferronnier out of his possession, right?
Right. Ideally,
I
with the
love
crit, it's going to cut into his whatever, like rip him free, and the bat's going to carry them away from him, and then he's going to summon the bat back to him like fucking Thor, because that's what we're doing today.
Nice. You kind of lob this bat in, and Paul just and the as he kind of runs back towards you, the Necronomicon and the Ferronnier drop out from Paul's jacket. He looks up, he's distracted because he's been looking up at this Russian woman who's just causing havoc, laying down huge machine gun fire. And you see other agents coming in behind her as well. One thing that you can make out with all of them is that they have iron bands, rings on their hands as well. You recognize them to be agents of Caligula by this. And Caligula are making a all-out attack against the Symphony's home base right now. Also, Greg is getting 40 10s of healing, 2 nat 20s, and of course, a wild magic surge from the 2. Thank you, my friend. That's awesome stuff. These guys, they need it so bad right now, as we've gotten 2 of them now. Thank you to Forbrand. Vashka is going to get a wild magic surge. I love it. I love it so much.
Can I roll it?
Yeah, please. Let's see. 1640. 1640 reads... She thinks that a snake runs the length of her digestive tract. Vashka probably does.
6414?
Oh, I saw 1640. My bad, that was Greg's. 6414. She probably thinks that anyway. 6414. She must eat a pound of ice by sunset tonight. She must.
Standard Russian
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Standard, just Russian things, right? Jolly, that is your turn there. Dive out from cover. Use the action to return the bat and get pulled away from the Necronomicon and the Ferronnier. Paul at this point looks towards Jolly where you've stolen it. Fine, have it if you must. Turns towards Lou. I'm sorry, darling. It'll all be over soon. That's a miss. That's a miss. And that's a hit. I'm gonna spend the nat 20.
On the damage?
On a damage.
Okay. So it's a 10?
I think we just double dice, don't we, on this? Yeah.
Okay.
14 points of damage from Paul.
Shit! That takes me down. I could have made it! I'm out. I'm down. I need a necklace. Help.
As you see, you look up and you see that the strange Russian woman is devouring whole pounds of ice as she's doing all of this. You look up at Pool, and he just turns towards you. You look at the gun, and the last thing you hear is the sound of a revolver exploding just in front of your face. So,
body slips over on the carrots.
the two of you lie down there together, and Pool smiles for the first time. At this point, as this happens, the floor underneath the auditorium of the stage is all becoming translucent, much like Kip was seeing at first. All of you are beginning to see the creature Abhoff below you as the floor is almost sinking out as the ritual is complete. 3 members of Caligula are dead, along with Lockpick Lou. And at this point, we are going to bring in this viewer decision, my friends. Underneath this line here in... Actually, I might need a minute for it. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do that in a minute. I've got a perfect name for it. Give me 5 minutes. So, yes, Paul stands over you with a smile. The floor opens up, and as it begins to become translucent, you see it just the huge mesh of flesh and gore and blood and tissue below that is the being that is Abhoff. And you sense its pleasure at the death of the members of Caligula. Finally! Finally! And this huge wheezing breaths gasp, and you hear Pool shouting down, "It's done! It's done! Now let me go!" Finally! You will be mine too! And the huge wheezing organ of flesh down below that is Abhoff reaches upwards with its tendrils and grabs onto Lieutenant Marden Pool's feet. And no! It wasn't meant to be like this! It wasn't meant to be like this! And he is pulled down to hell. Just like that wild magic surge foretold. And he is pulled down with these tendrils down into the being that is Abhoff. Down into the ruins of this mound of flesh and agony. And Jolly and Felix, as you are in this place, the other members of the symphony are fleeing. They are running away at this point. The ground is just literally opening up before you. Where it's just turning translucent, it's just being ripped apart by the tentacles that are just bursting their way through the floorboards right now, as this being Abhoff is finally awoken. And the symphony are fleeing. The agents of Caligula appear to be making good ground, just shooting down fleeing members. You see the huge Russian woman just gunning down tens of the symphony, and she kind of rushes towards you and dives into cover by the ice wall. What have you got?
I got a big damn bat.
Got 4 bullets left.
Anybody got eyes on those necklaces? We saw them, right? Whenever... I'm not
Yeah.
metaing that, right?
Yeah, you would have
Okay.
seen that. Should get them to your friends now.
Okay. By the
still
way,
save 'em?
yeah, as Jolly is talking, if there's any symphony that comes even close to them, he's just cracking them with the bat as they go by. Okay, what are we gonna do? What? Who? Okay, we need to get down there, Felix, and get those necklaces.
Get the necklaces to your friends. It's their only hope.
All right.
Whose turn is it right now?
So, yes, in terms of the turn order, that was the Symphony's turn as they run. Gara and Felix, your turn.
Okay. And now he just like looks at Kip and he's like, "You really should have trusted me." And he vaults over the wall and starts running up towards the necklaces. Is there still floor to run on up there?
In places, yes. This is the end of Indiana Jones 3 right now. The place is collapsing down, the floor is going, and you see that it's not going to be long before the 3 friends of yours are, fallen into hell, essentially.
Okay. Well, he's gonna run up and run across a crack, and maybe if I have to jump across any kind of crevasse or anything like that, I'm gonna nat 20 it. To try to get up on stage and get the necklaces and start to put them on these people that he's.
I like it.
I'll
Trying
try
to
and
lob it for that sub. I tell you what I give you, Felix. Give me a dex to jump across, falling masonry right now and avoiding tentacles that are just falling all around you.
Okay, I'm gonna use my advantage.
Good idea.
Okay. Yep, I got a success.
Nice. You managed to skip across. Who's the first one that you want to get towards? You can get to a necklace to one of them at this point.
I'm gonna get it to Lou.
You scoop it off the floor and kind of like press it into her. And it's a necklace, a locket, the same design that Lou wears. It's like dissolves into her. And almost, as though her skin could just via osmosis just kind of like passes through, sinks down into the skin almost like it was a parasite underneath her skin. And just sits there. That is your turn, Felix. Let's take it back over to Jolly.
Yeah, Jolly's gonna go down there and try to assist and get. He needs to get one of these into Garen or Sloan, so he's gonna follow directly behind Felix as he's running and do the same thing. He's also leading with his right, which seems not to be as hot because he's immune to fire on his right. So, shield on the left. Thor bat. Immune to fire on the right. Let's do this shit. Who you need from me, Will?
Let's see. What's like the main danger point here for Kip as he's doing this? I guess is the question.
Well, if he's following, you said that there was a jump that had to be made, right?
Yeah.
He'd be following right behind Felix, so he would leap and jump, up onto the stage, grab one, and.
All right, give me a dex here as well as Felix rolled.
Yeah, let me just make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna crit that. My dex sucks.
That's a good idea. So
yeah, I'm jumping over hell.
Yeah, you jump over the bowels of hell. You jump. Who would you want to give this necklace to?
Can I see Sloan?
You can see both Sloan and Garen. However, there is only one necklace left. Vashka shouts out, "There's only one left! Quick! No time!"
Oh man, don't make me. Shit.
Who do you like more, Kip?
Jolly.
Damn it. Oh, this is tough. This is legitimately tough. I've got like visions and shit from that notepad flying through my head right now.
Choose now! She's like, laying down members of the symphony.
He's gonna give it to Sloan.
Alright, you press the locket into Sloan and it dissolves into his skin. We're gonna cut away from this scene. Away to a different place, a darker place. One with no gunfire, no screaming members of the symphony, no tentacles flailing out from the earth to bring you down. No. We're gonna go to a much darker place than this. Lou, you wake up. You're somewhere below ground. And you're on the same altar you're on. At least it seems like a very similar one. And beside you, in this, seems to be a cave. An old, dark cave. there is Sloane on a slab, and there is Garrett on a slab as well. Both of which have their brains blown out on the across the marble. You watch, however, as Sloane, his brain begins to push itself back in to his head and reform, and slowly, almost sluggishly, this happens. At the same time, you watch as Garen's lifeblood just continues to pump out from the wounds in his head and from his heart. And after a few moments, Sloane, you wake up.
Son will sit up and just look to either side. Where are we? Hello?
Hi, Sloane. Your brains are back in your head now.
What? I don't remember much.
We died. She's gonna. Do I remember being shot in the face
You
as
do.
well? Okay. Am I still perma insane?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We're okay now. We're dead, but we died, but we're back. We're good. Why isn't Garen waking up?
Son will get up and head over to Garen and examine him.
He's been shot twice, once in the heart, once in the head. He's dead.
I got shot, and I woke up, and you got killed. You woke up. Why isn't he waking up?
I don't know.
It's because they weren't chosen. Quite simple, really, when you think about it. A voice from the darkness appears as a man wearing a suit. This man is the most featureless and unrecognizable person that you've ever seen. You wouldn't notice this person, you wouldn't think twice about them. Cropped hair, nice looking suit, but not too nice. Tie, black, completely unimaginative. Shoes, nothing out of the ordinary there. His face has features, but when you look away from the face, you forget exactly what those features are. The eyes are blue, or were they green, or maybe they were brown. It's tough to remember when you look away for a moment. Steps out of the darkness.
Who are you?
Miss Jenkins, a pleasure.
Hi. Is it Jenkins? What's your name? I'm Lou.
Names don't matter in this place. Sloane,
Oh.
a pleasure.
Yes. Where are we?
Oh, well, you're no longer where you ought to be. You've fallen out of limbo, and now you're here with me. Our friend here, Mr. O'Kane, was not so lucky.
Is there anything that can be done?
I very much doubt that, don't you? It looks like he's had his brains blown out from him. It's a shame Mr. Edwards did not save him instead of you, Mr. Sloane.
What? Where's Jolly? And, Felix? Jimbo? Spiky?
They're not here. You needn't worry about them.
So, why are you here?
Well, we weren't exactly expecting for you to survive, but now that you're here, you can be of use. I've been sent to, make you feel at home, so that your meeting with the Master will be brought forward.
The Master?
Abhoff is, what you call
Oh.
him. I've taken a form that you can understand. so that we don't drive you completely insane before you get there.
That's good. Do I still have that ring on?
No.
No. Okay, of
Shit,
course.
I don't have the ring either.
Mm-mm.
Fuck.
You did activate it.
I did activate it. I don't know if that helps.
Like turning on the microwave and then leaving your house. It's...
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay. My dad said I was supposed to be reborn. Is this it?
in a way,
Sloan
yeah.
come with?
There's another of you roaming around, but I wouldn't worry about that for now. At least
There's another one.
not for a couple of years, at least. It's all very confusing for you, I'm sure. Perhaps it's
Very.
best that we just get down to business.
Okay.
Would you like to come with me, Miss Jenkins, Mr. Sloan?
Just gonna look back at Garen on the altar.
Yeah, Sloan is kind of like looking at Garen, and he's kind of twitching with his fingers, and he kind of looks at where the ring was supposed to be, and then he puts his hand in his pocket to see if there's any laudanum left. It's no, and then his hand kind of shakes, comes out shaking, and he looks at Lou, and he sighs, and there. I'm not ready to go yet.
Well, that may well be, Mr. Sloan, but there is no time for you to dilly-dally, so you'll be coming with me.
No, you misunderstand. I'm not ready to give up on Garen yet. And Sloan will go around and kind of close his eyes and start doing the symbols that he once did before. That very lovely wild magic surge spell that I have that heals everyone to full damage and everything. And he's going to give that a go to see if he can get Garen back.
Mr. Sloan, before you do anything rash, it would be best for me to advise you of the facts.
Which are?
Looks like you're about to perform a spell which will bring Mr. O'Kane back to a heart and hale state. But in this place, everything has a price. You no longer have any items of use upon you which the Master wished. We have those now. So, it will have to be a different deal. You understand?
What does he want?
Mr. Sloan, we do not want your life or anything as crude as that. No, we want your mind. Your mind in return for Mr. O'Kane's life. This is the power which my master commands. Power over time itself, Mr. Sloan. He can be brought back. All for a price, Mr. Sloan.
Sloan will look at Garen and then look at Lou and kind of look at him, look at his hand, which is like visibly shaking. There must be something else that you want.
There is nothing else the Master desires from you, Mr. Sloan. Everything else we have taken along the road.
Sloan will look at Garen and then look at Lou, and he'll slowly, very slowly back away and come around to the other side and just slightly nod. Okay.
I thought as much, Mr. Sloan. Always ready to make a bargain. You will do well with the Master. You will become...
No, sorry. Misunderstood. He's saying okay as in to go with them, not to do the bargain.
Oh. Well, that's
Sorry,
quite
it's
a
like
different matter,
misunderstanding.
isn't it, Mr. Sloan? You ought to be careful with your words in a place like this.
I'll remember that.
Yes, let us leave Master O'Kane to where he is right now. I'm sure he is being treated well.
Can we come back? See him?
I'm afraid not, Miss Jenkins. We need him as well, you see. Nothing goes to waste with the Master. That is one thing which he's very clear on at all times. All matter, all beings, all organisms will be repurposed, reused, not wasted.
I see. Just give me a minute. And she's gonna go over, kind of try to scoop some of the brains back into the skull a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, if his eyes are open, she's gonna close them and give a kiss to, if there's a bit of his forehead left, and if not, then it's just gonna be, on the lips, and then cross his arms, and just she's gonna say a little prayer, and then kind of just wipe her eyes real hard and okay, let's go.
Very well. Come with me. He turns and walks out from the room.
She follows.
Sloane will walk for a bit, stop, then look back at Garen and take a deep breath and sigh and walk on.
Excuse me, Mr. No Face, unrecognizable man. Where's Larry?
Everything for a purpose, Miss Jenkins.
Okay, cool.
Sloane, roll me a d25 for your cursed item from Isriva. Thank you, my friend. D20.
Number 20.
The River of Emotions. It's a spell. Which
Yeah.
begins upon physical contact with this stone which you found in your pocket. Roll me power.
A power?
Yeah, roll me a power roll.
Sure. Okay, bear with me. Okay, 50, which is a success. My power is 85.
Roll me a d6.
4.
You feel this latent just feeling of disgust at yourself in the back of your mind. It's something which you explain away as being not giving up your mind for Garen's, but it's a feeling which just won't shift out the back of your mind right now. As you step through along with this gentleman, unnamed being who pushes through the series of caves and walkways that you head through. You come to a large open chamber. Inside of it there is a man on a wheelchair. He's old. Wooden wheelchair, desiccated body, and old wrinkled skin runs across his face. The gentleman stops, bows, and says, "Master will see you now. One word of advice, Mr. Sloane, Miss Jenkins. Abhoff does not enjoy any form of wit. Understand?"
Okay, he's not one for verbal banter and humour. Got it.
You hear the voice call out from the wheelchair. Come out, wherever you are. Come and see Father Abhoff. Come into my presence, into my light. I will see you, Lucille and Sloane. Come over here, where Father can see you.
I step forward, I guess.
Yeah, Lou will do the same. Kind of shuffling her feet.
I don't suppose I could see the Necronomicon anyway, can I?
You don't suppose you can?
Damn it.
Step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. I wondered how long it would take for us to get here. Little sooner than I thought. Nonetheless, it is an honor to have you in my hall. I have to thank you for helping me with Pool. Ever was he trying to hunt me down and enslave me, bend me to his will. What he did not know, as many arrogant men such as Pool do not, is that being such as myself, once we've ascended, we cannot be controlled. It is in our very essence, our nature.
I did try to tell him that.
Oh, many always do. They never listen. You are the ones who did. That's why you're here with me. So, what is it that you ask of Father Abhoff? Anything is possible. Anything can be made real. I control time in this place. Any events in the Miskatonic Valley, all the threads of fate, they weave themselves back to me. Anything can be played with a little tug on this string here, or a little pull on the thread over there. We can rewrite history together. So, Miss Jenkins, you are a delicious specimen, are you not? Look at you. Oh, that flesh, that blood, those eyes.
I've always been told appearance is my best trait.
What is it that you ask of Father Abhoff, eh? What is it that you need, Lucille?
What is it that you want from us?
Nothing. Other than to hear you speak, to hear your desires, hear your dreams, to know what it is to live as Lucille Jenkins, or your desires. What is it? Tell me. Anything. It will be made real.
Anything?
Oh, yes. Anything for a price, Miss Jenkins. Everything. Price.
Yeah, it's nothing's for free unless you steal it, I suppose. Even then you gotta dodge.
Oh,
Please.
oh no.
I'm gonna cough up a little fungus, probably, because I'm super infected. Because I decided to lick it in episode 1 or 2, because I was smart. Can you bring Garen back and cure us all of the fungus?
Oh, of course I can, Miss Jenkins. Of course. Why? You've already asked that of me. But yes. Yes, I can. Every time, the same. Mr. Sloan, look at you. That mind of yours. How I would wish to taste your thoughts.
And Larry.
Taste your fears, your desires. What is it you ask of Father Abhoff, eh?
And the price is... what? You just experience things with me.
I have always been there, Mr. Sloan. I always will. I've experienced a lot with you. And I will again, I'm sure.
I want...
What is it you want, Slow?
I want to go back to the time just before we died, just before Martin Poole finished the ritual freeing you. And I want to do it differently.
Oh. How differently, Mr. Slow?
To make sure he doesn't succeed.
I see. That is a tempting offer, Mr. Sloan. But, as I said before, everything for a price. So, let us think of a price, shall we? I will ask my children and see what they think. And our viewer decision, ladies and gentlemen, is... what is the price? Be evil, my friends. Channel.
Tree-fitty.
Channel yourselves, my children.
Tree-fitty.
Consider
I said about tree-fitty.
what will make Abhoff happy. What will make Father Abhoff happy? What price do we ask of these mortals here? What price do we ask? We're going to cut back to Kip and... we're going to cut back with Felix as well. You stand in the wake of the chaos, along with Vashka, who's introduced herself at this point, along with the members of Caligula, having seen out the other creatures of shadow from this place. She stands there with her machine guns as she finishes off the last few members. And your friends are still on the slab, dead. Jolly and Felix, what are you guys doing?
Is the body of Pierce still up here?
Yes, Pierce's body is here.
FYI, that was the first choice for the necklace, but narratively, I didn't think that. He drags Pierce over with the bodies of the other three.
Okay.
Is this place still coming? Is this place still coming down?
It came down for the most part. Thank you, Charlie, for the resub. It came down for the most part, but at this point, it's basically a roiling mess below. The tentacles are dragging down members of the symphony all around you, but the immediate danger to yourself seems to be gone. Perhaps it's the Iron Bands defending you, perhaps it's Vashka.
And do we have the Necronomicon, or is it nearby?
The Necronomicon and the Ferronnier.
Did the necklaces work? Like, there's nothing happened. As he's looking at Vashka, like, what's the point of all this?
He looks over to Vashka to say that.
Yeah.
She says, they are in a place. They might be able to get their way out of there if they're resourceful. That's the best I could do. Also, fuck you, little man. I came in here to save your ass.
I appreciate that, ma'am.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, fuck you, Felix.
Fuck Felix.
This fucking guy, right? The Ferronnier is there, but we don't have Sloan. We don't have Pierce. Damn it.
Kip, why don't you try to read it?
Why don't you fuck off? That thing about killed me. Are you kidding?
What do we have? What else do we have here?
Listen, that book, I saw a corner of that fucking book before, and it damn near took me out. I can't read it. I'm not the doc. Christ, I'm not even sure. I mean, it could be like the Necronomicon by Dr. Seuss that I have a big fucking problem with it. So,
And don't fucking look at me. I'm not reading no book. I shoot things.
Don't
blow
look
it up. I'm gonna blow this whole fucking place up.
She probably can't even read it. It's in English.
Yeah.
damn it. You want to give it a shot, Felix?
I mean,
Oh, Prude, it's not like you ever read the Necronomicon before and lost a character already because of it.
I mean, Felix did dabble in ancient Sumerian back in college, but I mean, that was,
That was just to get eligibility on the polo team, water polo team, right?
yeah, I mean, to get my grades up, but no, I mean, could try.
Fuck that. You read book. I go kill them. She's off and she starts hunting more Nazis. She punches a Nazi on screen.
She was best with fighting brawl.
Yeah. He just gets sent flying off screen. He Wilhelm screams away. So leaving Felix and Jolly with the Necronomicon and the Ferronier. The Ferronier hits fit into place into the Necronomicon. The key finally in its home. The golden light of the Necronomicon just erupting outwards like it's a holy text.
Like it's a holy text, like divine?
You have seen this before. I mean, you know it to be utter evil.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to, it hadn't had a change of heart or something.
Nah, Necronomicon doesn't change mine.
Okay. All right. We can't stand here looking at this shit, Felix. I need ideas. I mean, I came up with this pretty cool ice tentacle shield and like my bat thing. And
Yeah, that was
I'm
pretty
like
cool.
tapped.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what can we do against this? This is beyond us all. I mean, give me that.
I'll
book.
give it
How
a
bad-
shot.
How bad
Fuck
could
it.
How bad could it be? Give me the book.
No, fuck, Felix. All right. I'm gonna read this.
Listen, Jolly. Y'all have been giving me shit since I first showed up here. I've been shat upon, discounted by everybody around me. And I'm gonna take this moment. This is gonna be my moment. So give me the fucking book. And let me read the damn Necronomicon, whatever the hell that is.
Okay. Sounds good, man.
So Felix will take the Necronomicon and open it up.
Felix.
I'm gonna nat 20 my first sanity roll.
Yeah, you're gonna make me 5 sanity checks here.
I'm gonna nat 20 my first 3 sanity rolls.
Good idea. It's a good idea. You're gonna take 2 nat 1s on the next 2 as well.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. I've been saving those bad boys. I've been
I
saving
know.
I'm gonna roll me 2d20. Holy shit, are you a lucky man, Mr. Kruger? The Necronomicon speaks to you, and it welcomes you in. Only losing 7 points of sanity, Mr. Kruger, as you open up this Eldritch Tome, and it welcomes you into its home with an opening arm, like an old friend coming home for a long time. And Jolly, you watch as this golden light erupts across Felix, and something protects him. You feel the bat glowing hot as Felix opens it. Something about the bat is awakening as Felix does this, calling to you, signaling something. Back downstairs? Not literally, of course, but in the place that Lou and our good friend Sloane find themselves with the being who identifies as Abhoff. Father Abhoff. Price. Oh, they know how to do it, don't they? They know. This is delicious in its own way. Perfect, if you will. Mr. Sloane, I will grant you a desire. Miss Lucille, I will also grant you your desire. The prize is love.
What do you mean?
Oh, what a delectable thing that is that you feel. Once I too thought that I could feel love when I was like you. I learned very swiftly, of course, that was not the case. But you'll still feel it. You in particular, Miss Lucille. You, Mr. Sloane, I have another fate for you, but love will be our price today.
You mean like taking it away so I can't feel it no more?
Something like that, Miss Lucille, but I will bring back your love at the same time as well. So often you think about it.
You'd be back, but I wouldn't feel anything.
How this plays out, Miss Jenkins, even I do not yet know. See, the love which Father Abhoff gives, it must be replaced. Nothing goes to waste.
Can I think on it for a minute?
Of course, take a moment to consider your next move. After all, it's not often you will speak to a being such as me in a way which is healthy.
Sloane's gonna pull Lindy to one side. He's gonna talk. I'm pretty sure Abhoff can hear everything we're saying, but it's gonna be kind of like a whisper.
It's very likely that he can.
Yeah. And Lindy.
Your name is Lucille.
Sorry, Lou. Bob. It's not worth it for you. You won't be able to feel what you feel now.
But he'd be okay.
But you wouldn't care.
Is it better for him to be dead and me to feel things, or for him to at least be able to feel things and live, even if I don't?
You must take into consideration what him living will be like. He will probably still feel the same for you, but you will reject him.
I don't like any of this.
No, it is a awkward situation.
My patience is thinning.
Could we adjust our wishes?
Oh, please, let me hear what it is you have to say. A new bargain, Mr. Sloane.
Same bargain for me. But I want the Necronomicon and the Golden Throne, yea, when I awake. In my hand.
For this I will ask a little more, Mr. Sloane.
What else do you want?
Time. Your time.
My time already gone, or the time that I have left?
I want your time, Mr. Sloan. It is time to make a decision. Else there is no deal, and I love a deal.
What if we don't deal? We stay here?
I have another fate ready for you, Mr. Sloan, and for Lucille. By all means, stay here with me. I will make it a very pleasurable experience for us all.
Can I adjust my wish too?
What is it, Miss Jenkins?
So, I'm thinking, and instead of getting cured and getting Gerber back, what if instead I'll go back to being a little girl right before the first time I got killed, so I could have that time?
That is interesting as well.
I don't really remember much from then, so just wonder if things would work out differently.
I tell you what, Miss Lucille, after all this is said and done, I will take you back there. We have a deal.
What is the price? Is it still...
Oh, it's all of it. Jenkins, love. As we said before. Love.
Lucille, if you agree with mine, I might have a small chance to avoid this. It's a small chance. But with the Necronomicon, I might be able to do something.
So turn it down.
You can hear just fine.
Let me have more pretending.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, no, say yes, turn it down. Just make it sure. Okay. No deal. Not feeling things. You mean he's already gone?
Of course. Understand.
Just be numb then.
I understand. Mr.
Alcohol
Sloan,
numbs
then.
things too.
We go with your deal. Your time. To take you back, not so long ago. With the Ferronnier and Necronomicon in hand. There's one thing you should know about me, though. You can't trust me. I have been lying for quite a while now.
Oh.
I don't need any deal. I control all of this place. But now I know what it is that you love. And now what I know what it is that you want, Mr. Sloan. But I will give it to you. Every time we do this. Of course, you don't remember this, but it has been several times that we have all been here and had this conversation. You met the last ones who came through, I believe, in the factory. You should know, it always ends the same way. And you feel the sea pulling you in, that same sea that you've been pulled into before whenever it is that you travel.
I'll flip him off.
You are no longer in that place. Instead, we return to Mr. Kruger. Felix, you are reading the Necronomicon, and truth is laid bare before your eyes. Abhoth, the creature which can control all time, within the Miskatonic Valley. You've been here before. You've all been here before. Several times, in fact. More than just once. Perhaps dozens, hundreds of times. Ever since this cycle was started before, the agents of Caligula having killed Lucille Jenkins. Ever since the first pilot began to bring agents of Caligula in this warp, it's been many different times that everyone has been here, all taking slightly different actions, all ending in the same fate. More bodies, more animation, life for Abhoth. The creature's been feeding off of this for what could have been years, centuries perhaps, and the energy which is pumped into it every cycle of this series of events makes it stronger every time. What information are you searching for, Mr. Kruger? What is it that you desire?
Mr. Kruger is searching for Abhoth's, if there's any information on Abhoth's origin. Like what actually made Abhoth?
It is a creature as old as time, perhaps older than time. It may very well indeed have created time, as far as anyone knows. But on our Earth, in this world, it only came to pass a few years ago, where a man stepped into a dark gate and sold his soul and many others to gain this power. Since then, it's been here in Dunwich, and while it was alive, it was just birthed, just born into this land, seeking power, and since then, it has been feeding off from the cycle of pain and misery. It once was a man.
So can I assume that man stepping into the gate is Pool?
You don't think it's Pool, because it dragged him down and killed him. This was a man who was sought by Pool, who trained and taught a creature, a man known as Mehmet Makriat, the one who he served. It's an old person. But no longer does that name have any meaning. No longer does that even matter anymore. Because Sedefkar, the man who became Abhoth, was destroyed. Long after he created the simulacrums that we, of course, played for a Horror on the Orient Express. Long after he played and controlled Mehmet Makriat, who sought the masks of Nyarlathotep, he stepped through that black hole in the bottom of that great pyramid of Nyarlathotep, sought power. And at that point onwards, Sedefkar was no more. He became Abhoth and is now this creature here.
Okay, so like, I'm basically just kind of be like, in a monotone voice, kind of spouting all that out loud to Jolly. And just kind of trying to maintain some semblance of sanity in where I am, and look over at Jolly and just like, where should we go? When should we go?
Listen, Squire Whately told me that the Farigny could, everyone's told us the Farigny can go around to different places, can take people to different times. It's where it lives. It lives in the past with Wizard, in the past with Squire, in the present, in the future. It's this set of car you're talking about. He turns into Abhoth. Let's go back and fuck him up before he does that.
And I'll just
Like a baby. Just go club a baby's
Felix
head
kind
in.
of like blinks his eyes and looks back into the Necronomicon, searching for the words to find Sedefkar.
Absolutely.
When he's younger, and he kind of reaches out and puts his hand on Jolly's shoulder when he does this.
Think of Garen too. If we go back, drag them all with us. If we're going back, they're gonna pop alive. All of us.
And he'll start.
Something tells me 5.
Yeah, and Felix will start thinking of the faces of Sloane and Lou and Garen. This motley band that he's joined up with, and try to hold their visages in his mind as he's searching for the right words.
You dive into the Necronomicon and our camera pans deep back below the earth, back to where Sloane and Lucille are speaking with Abhoth, the being that was Sedefkar, the mad prophet. He laughs. As you no longer find yourself in this place, you find yourselves in another. You are in a room, Lucille, and there is a telephone in this room.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I was screaming too loud.
It's okay.
What you said something.
You're in a room, Lucille, and there's a telephone in this room. Surrounding the room is speakers, a closed, dark door. And there is someone else with you, a man who you recognize and whom you love. Garen O'Kane is with you. Gas is seeping into this room. And this is the moment that before you passed out, the two of you kissed and admitted and felt your love. But this time, it's a little different. Garen, you're here, but you feel nothing for Lucille. She's insane. She's mad. You could never love someone like her. And you find yourself saying some fairly cruel things to Lucille, which I'll leave to your personal imagination, as she tries to move in to kiss.
He quickly, with a lot of speed and a lot of strength, and not much mercy, will snatch her wrist as she pulls in. He'll push her back. And he'll say, Lou, what do you think you're doing?
What do you mean? This is when we kiss.
This is not when that happens.
Is that on the next date?
Listen, you're crazy. You're crazy if you think that this is gonna work. Well, you and me, you're gonna keep quiet. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna kill your son of a bitch father. And we're gonna save Arkham. That's what's gonna happen. And then afterwards, we can talk about this to you.
I'm not crazy. Yeah.
Why do you think they put you in an asylum all those years, Lou? There was a reason for that. Look at how you've acted. Go, Larry. Larry's a slug. You treat him like he's a person, Lou. He's a little monster.
He's not a monster. It's like if someone has a puppy. Larry's.
All right. Look. Okay. All right. Larry's like a puppy. All right. But we need to stay focused. A slimy puppy. We need to stay focused, Lou. We gotta get to your father, and we gotta stop him. That's it. That's all. This is just a strictly professional relationship, and we have a lot more at stake than your feelings. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just being honest with you.
And I'm not crazy. I just lost my memory. That doesn't make someone crazy.
Sure, Lou.
The voice in your head, Lucille, the voice of Sedefkar. Si, Lucille. Everything for a price. He could never love you. That was a twist of my thread that I gave you, because I thought that it would be fun to take it away from you. And it is. You didn't really believe that a man like Garen O'Kane could ever love someone like you, did you?
What did he? He didn't think I was crazy. 'Cause I'm not. He's nice, and you've changed him. You've done something that's not Garen.
This is how he always was, Lucille. I did change him. I changed him so that he could see you for something that you are not. Because you are mad, Lou. Unlovable. Crazy.
No.
Everything for a price. At this point, you feel yourself being dragged away, wrenched away, perhaps, by another force. Something which is pulling away even at the voice in your head as it kind of distorts and fades out. It's a golden light which appears. The same golden light from the Necronomicon and the Ferronnier which drags you away from this moment of cruelty and pulls you kicking and screaming into a dark, huge chamber. Thank you, the two. This large chamber has a high vaulted ceiling, several hundred feet. There's a huge black void. For you there is another altar. A different one, of course. The black void shimmers and moves like a swirling gate. The same gates that you've seen every time you've traveled through the beyond, through the spaces between spaces. Strange runic patterns which mesmerize and deceive the eyes. And in this high vaulted chamber of black crystal sits a throne of dark marble as well. Before it there is an old man. It's Abhoff, the man you know to be Sedefkar, wrinkled and old, his wooden wheelchair being pulled along, pushing himself towards the black void of the gate. You're not alone. Lucille is there with Sloane and Felix and Jolly, but not Garen. You see a look of surprise. Felix has the book and slams it close as you have arrived at this destination. See Sedefkar turn around in surprise on his wheelchair. What? No. No, how? How?
Wheels come round the front, old man. No pun intended.
You are not meant to be here. None of you. You are not here.
Neither of you. That's the funny thing about this shit. In a few minutes, none of the shit you ever touched, Sedefkar, will ever have happened.
I am greater than this. I am Abhoff. I control time.
Whoa. Not yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, Sedef.
Prudek, you are weak.
You see this?
You are not the one to defeat me. No, I cannot be defeated.
No one tells Jimbo the Spanker what he can and can't do.
Yeah.
You are nothing, Lucille. I've taken everything from you. You are nothing. You never were. You never will be. O'Kane is gone. He will never love you. He never did. It was a lie. All of this has been a lie. We have done this hundreds of times. I have ripped it away from you hundreds of times, and I have fed from that energy, and it has made me grow. It has made me strong. And you think you can take me back here, make a mockery of me,
Think I'm not
And we
strong
have-
in this form too? I have powers here as well. I defeated others before. Oh, I deceived them all. Sedefkar the Deceiver. Apoth the Unclean. I go by many names. This is not where I end.
He puts a wrinkly old hand up, and you see this glowing green barrier of fungus appear and wrap itself around him like a force field. And in front of where he's standing at the altar, a barrier between you and he.
Now, nice effort. A pitiful try. But I must be going now.
At this point, Jolly, your bat begins to glow. It's time to find Lawam. Time has come at last.
The deal was I get to choose, right?
It's an open-ended question.
That's easy then. I'll take Garen.
As the bat begins to glow, same color as that of the Necronomicon, you feel a heat from it in your hand. And beyond the barrier on the altar, you see a glowing sword form. Garen's sword. And the stone slab of the altar, which was forged to hold the ancient king Nyarlathotep. But, if you remember, we never actually revealed that who was inside. Garen O'Kane steps forth, pulling himself out from the chamber within. The sword he grasps, and he looks down at Sedefkar.
What? No. No. How? Your god is not real. This power does not exist.
Surprise.
Who is this guy? Garen will take a swing at him with the sword.
As he's swinging, Jolly says, nobody.
Stops. What's going on?
Roll me 3 wild magic surges, Garen. Thank you, Latu.
Lou's jaw is probably on the floor, and she's also probably kind of hiding behind Jolly a little bit.
9702. Someone nearby is revealed to be of demonic heritage. Hey, Lou. How you doing? 5228. You can become invisible at will, but you are 15% likely to die when you do that. There's a roll of the dice. And then 559. You can turn into a falcon, but you are only 30% likely to turn back. I'm gonna change that from a falcon to an eagle. Just to fit in with the Roman symbology of Jesus on the Christ and the eagle as you're brought back by the grace of God. Roll me an attack roll, Garen.
Sure. Yeah. And what do I? Just curious. Like, what do I know? Do I remember? Do I remember the conversation we just had with Lou in that timeline?
You don't. No. You, as far as you know, don't know who this man before you is, Sedefkar. You remember all of the events leading up to your death, and then you were here. All you know is that you were called to by a presence. Something brought you back. Now you're here.
So he rises up and he has a moment of confusion, but this man's insulted his god. These are his friends. He feels it in his gut that this is a bad guy. This is the bad guy maybe. And he's gonna take, I guess he'll get 2 swings with his sword.
Absolutely.
And I'll use 2 crits on that.
Nice.
Oh. This damage. Alright. Total damage.
Let's see it.
Only 24.
Tell me this. As you strike down at an old man in the wheelchair, Sedefkar is limp, almost desiccated in dead form. How do you kill Sedefkar? Father Abhoff.
He's still confused, but he feels compelled. The glowing sword in his hand, this moment, this sort of swelling of energy of coming back to life. And it's like cutting through wheat for him. It's 1 slice, 2 slices, and Sedefkar's body just falls away from the wheelchair into shards.
No, he sees the sword coming, and as he shatters and breaks, the wheelchair just is burst upon this altar, along with his body as well. And you're standing there with the sword in your hand, the sword that you know to be Excalibur. Your companions opposite you.
Lou, Jolly, Sloan, Felix, what's going on here? Where are we? Who was that man?
I was the bad guy.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad I didn't jump to conclusions then. Where are we?
Well, I hope we're ending a cycle that we've apparently been part of for 100 years? 200? Who knows?
A cycle? And he'll step down away from the altar and clean his sword off against his jacket and sheath it. A cycle like time?
Well, I mean, you've
I
heard
pull
what
out
people
one
have been
of the
saying about this
watches.
Baronet.
Pull out the watch.
Yeah.
It's set to 1.
They've been spinning this entire game, and it finally stopped spinning. Okay. Lou's gonna kind of just tug Jolly's elbow and show him the watch.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
What's the watch say there?
It says 1, which is good, but I'm not sure we're done.
What do you mean? How can we? He just cut him in half. We did it.
Yeah, but and he looks down his elbow to Lou. I don't think it's done.
Where we are, the chamber, is this the same chamber that Garen saw in that vision when he was traveling? Is this where he spoke to Sir Patrick?
It is.
Garen finally starts to realize this, and he's going to take a step towards Lou, a step towards Jolly. He's going to say, I've been here before. The man who trained me, my mentor, he told me salvation. Salvation is on the 4th level. The 4th. I don't know what he meant by that. I don't know if it was even him, or if it was some trick. But there are 4 numbers on that watch, yeah?
F4, yeah.
Lou probably actually kind of like hid behind Jolly a little bit more when Garen took a step forward. And just gives Jolly the watch.
Lou, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just crazy, so it's cool.
When she says that, Sloane will put a reassuring hand on her shoulder and crack a very small smile.
Jolly meets Sloane's gaze for a moment. Let's try to put all the pieces together then, huh? Take it to 4 here.
I don't have any other suggestions.
What about the other phases? If it has 4.
We got to pass through them to get it, but we'll see if something's different. Two.
Start to make out the outlines of figures that are in this room with you, similar to the ghostly apparitions that you've seen before, but they're fuzzy.
3.
They start to get a little bit more defined. You can almost make out faces.
4.
You see the scene before you. Same scene from our finale at the Masks of Nyarlathotep. Lieutenant Martin Poole is in here, along with a companion of his. You look in... Well, he looks in surprise at you as he sees you. Why?
It's fucking Helga. Is that lady? Is it
It's
that?
Helga, yes. Who the hell are you?
You don't recognize me.
Lucille? How?
Garen steps in between Paul and Lucille, staying close to Lucille.
Lucille looks confused. Just a little.
What are you trying to do here, Paul?
Do I know y'all? I have this
You're trying to...
thing. I'm kind of busy. It's the end of the fucking world.
They're my
Let me ask-
friends.
You trying to bend Abhoth to your will? Make him your slave or giver of gifts or whatever it is you're trying to do. It ain't gonna work. You wanna know why?
Why?
'Cause he's fucking dead.
Oh.
And he kills you.
Does he now?
Drags you
And-
down to hell.
I see. So, I should just leave.
One way or
Try
another.
try to feel for him. You feel him there? That power?
I
Or is it gone?
have to say it's no longer there. You may have a point, stranger.
Sloane's gonna go up to Jolly and he's gonna look, like his eyes shift down to the bat, and then look at Martin Poole and kind of give Jolly a nod and go, end this.
There's only one way to end it. And it ain't with Paul. He was never any part of this.
I
He
have
was
to
just,
say I agree, even though I do not know what you're talking about. Lucille, it's odd to see you, but I have the feeling we'll be meeting again in a little while.
Probably.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Lucille, as always, Helga, darling. Let's be on our way. A few others are going to be here shortly. I don't want to meet them right now. They start walking away.
Jolly goes over to Lou. Hey, Lou.
Hey, Jolly.
You know, he's gonna be able to do the same thing to you over and over again, right?
Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah, he can use what's inside of you to keep this going. I think he'll do it because he's too stupid not to. Hey, but I got an idea.
We usually come up with pretty good ideas together.
We're a good team. We're
We
a good
are.
team.
We're a really good team.
We've always been a good team, yeah. Yeah, I got an idea. It's a little crazy though. But you and I,
When
we
you
know,
say crazy, she looks over at Karen.
you and I know crazy, right?
A little bit. Unfortunately.
He takes his bat out.
Garen says, "Jolly, what are you doing here?"
Lou, roll me a wild
does.
magic surge real quick. As the bat comes out.
6, 2, 3, 4.
You are suddenly naked, except for a fig leaf. I'm gonna hold on to that one for a minute. You're not naked yet.
Okay.
What menacing thing to say.
Not naked
right.
yet.
Yet.
I'm not naked yet.
Jolly
Wow,
has the
that's a
bat
good
out,
guy.
and he ignores Garen.
It's a one of our type of ideas, Lou.
Do I have to die again?
No.
I like this idea better then. I've died a lot lately. It's
You
getting
have.
really old.
Yeah, I thought I'd do it this time.
No, Jolly.
He
but
takes
that's
the
me.
bat and he gives the handle and offers it to Lou.
Lou, as a servant of the Church of Jesus Christ and the Roman Catholics, I, Kip Edwards, do hereby bequeath this symbol to continue the fight of eternity against the pit and the darkness. You will wield it so long as you are needed, and then you will choose who will wield it again. Do you accept this, Lou? This is a gift. It's all I got.
Jolly, what?
They won't be able to touch you. Whatever's in you. This is the Garen. It's our God. It surprised set of car, but it doesn't surprise me.
Before she does anything else, she's just gonna give him because Lou's pretty short and Jolly's really tall. I imagine he's kind of like bending down or kneeling. She's gonna just give him a big hug and wrap her arms around him. Are you sure, Jolly?
Yeah. It's been a while. It's I'm a little tired.
Who's gonna break into houses with me?
Oh, hey. You'll find somebody. Maybe you can teach Garen. He needs some help. He's noisy as shit. Right? Noisy.
He's
Yeah.
pretty loud.
Yeah, it's one, priest is supposed to be quiet and stuff, but boy, damn, he's loud.
It's this bat. It's like you're always gonna be with me, right?
You betcha. Yeah. Me and the doc. We'll, I'm confident I'm going where, I'll see the doc. I'll tell him you guys say hi.
Please tell him that we'll see him later, but to put a pin in it.
I will. I'll tell him that. He always said that, didn't
He did pins and things.
he? Yeah.
She's gonna give him a final squeeze, little kiss on the cheek, and then take the handle of the bat.
He turns around and kneels down, his back to Lou. Hey, make it a good swing.
I
take
thought
it
I
out.
just had to hold it. I gotta bash your fucking brains in.
No, it's not as bad as you think. It's just you just gotta swing it with your heart. It's not like you're gonna see me crack open or nothing. Yeah,
You sure?
I did it.
You're covered
I
in a lot of blood right now.
you know what? I might look better. It ain't gonna be bad. Don't worry, I promise. It'll be the easiest swing you make with it.
Can I close my eyes like a pinata?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
He looks
You're
over
really
at Garen.
sure? Really sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks over at Garen and Sloane and Felix, and he says, hey, best I could think up with. We don't got the doc no more. And he was the one with all the plans, so. Sloane, thanks for being weird, man. It kept me grounded here. Hey, Garen, it would have been nice to talk Bible with you a little bit more, but, And, Felix, I do trust you, brother. Swing away, Lou.
Sloane is going to kneel just before Jolly and look at him and go, I can try to bring you back if you want.
I ain't really going nowhere, Sloane.
He'll nod and get back up and step back.
I was gonna give him one more little hug. And think, okay, I'm not looking. Are you 120% sure?
Swing for the fences, kid.
Okay. Home run! And I'm gonna use a crit on that. Because I don't wanna do what happened last season and have him not die when you shoot him in the head.
You crack the bat onto the back of Jolly's head. He slumps down instantaneously onto the floor. As this happens, a huge burst of light erupts out from Jolly's body, and you are all enveloped in this light. We arrive back in our scene with Sloane. Sloane, you're in a manner you recognize. There is a desk before you that you recognize to be Squire Whately's desk, or is it your desk? Before you is the Necronomicon. And there's a little note on the table.
I read the note.
In a nicely written scroll reads, my work is done. Now it's your turn. E.
Sloane will lean back in the chair and have a look at the note, and then look at the Necronomicon and sit down, and he'll walk up over and get a drink. He'll take a sip of whiskey. He'll pick up the book, have a look at it, and then place it on a bookshelf. He'll sit back down at the desk, take a sip of whiskey, and then place it down, get back up, go over to the Necronomicon, sit down, and open it.
Scene fades away from Sloane's final chapter, and yet the beginning of a new story for him. And we arrive with Garen in a church, another holy place. The crucifix is before you. This is the same church that Jolly was in before, and similar to the one that you found yourself in once. There's a lady there before you. Got a flask of whiskey. She's sitting by the crucifix. Well done, Garen. But our work is not yet done.
He approaches her up near the front.
She looks towards the sword on your hip. We're gonna need to use that again. Because he's out there, you know. He's still out there. And the symphony, they're still out there as well. Martin Poole is not gonna stop until we stop him. And I've lost too many good people to lose you. I'm gonna ask you, Garen. Will you fight for us? Will you fight for God and Caligula?
All this time, I feel like I've been used. Different people at different times. It's hard to know whether the sum of my life I've done more good than I've done bad. I want to do good, and I'll go to the end of my life doing what I can to be a better man. But I don't want to do it alone. I don't want to do it as a priest. I'll do it for people. If I serve God, that's fine. But I want to do it for the people that I care about. And if I do it, I want her by my side.
That can be arranged.
I'll serve.
Thank you, Garen. Thank you. And we'll try live as Pierce did and do no harm.
Do no harm.
We change once again from this place to a hospital waiting room. Someone calls them in, the doctor. From behind we see a doctor striding down the halls of this hospital corridor and into a room. In this room lies Jolly on the hospital bed. Jolly, you look up and you see Dr. Pierce in front of you.
Hey, Doc. I knew I'd see you.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Kip? How you
Hey,
feeling?
nothing. I feel pretty good. Yeah, I feel all right. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm great. Feel like getting a drink?
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah,
It's gonna be doctor's orders.
Hey, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed you, man.
Yeah, I missed you too. How's everybody doing okay? How's Lou?
Hey, she said to put a pin in it. I don't know if she understands it, but she said to do it, so.
Oh, that's quite all right. She understands more than she lets on, I think.
Yeah. I hope so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, let's get you up off that bed. Let's make sure you're okay. Gotta make sure you're in tip top.
Where are we?
Well, kind of looks around, I don't know if it's an end. I don't know if it's a beginning. I don't know if that really matters here. The only thing that really does matter, though, Kip, there's still work to be done. And we're the ones that have to do it.
Seventh inning stretch, huh?
Yeah, let's get a stretch going. Got to get back to the game soon.
Yeah. And he takes his hand.
We fade away from this scene once again. And instead, find ourselves with shovels, digging up dirt and earth and mud. And these shovels pull away at the mud until a girl is shown. Lucille, naked and having been underground since she was a kid, is here. A big Russian lady stands over you. Come with me.
Do you have any clothes?
No.
Okay. That's cool. Big fur coat there. That's fine, let's go. I guess.
Come,
I'll steal some of the way.
Little girl, you have a lot to learn and lots of time. There's someone waiting for you, but it's going to take a while.
Do I remember everything, Will?
You don't remember anything.
Okay.
Someone's waiting for you, but you've got time.
Okay, that's cool. How did I get here? Again, this is very strange.
No fucking clue.
Okay. Right then, big Russian lady, let's go. Kind of afraid to not do whatever you ask.
He and a few other agents of Caligula take you and bring you to a safe house where eventually you are clothed. And for the next few years, Lou, you struggle with your memory. You meet the other agents of Caligula, and you work with them invariably, helping them on different missions, waiting for someone who's set to arrive. Although, because you are so young, you have a while to wait. Until eventually, you begin to piece back parts of your memory, and you have an understanding of who Jolly and Felix and Sloane were, and someone else as well. Someone that you beginning to remember quite well, Garen, who on his side has been waiting for you as well. And his wait hasn't been as long, maybe just a minute or two, as he's in the church with Nancy. She comes to you that morning, Lucille. Today's the day. Gonna be here.
Karen, right?
That's right.
Okay.
I think you'll remember him when you see him.
Yeah, things are still a bit fuzzy, but I mean, it's coming back.
Come along in an hour.
Okay.
She heads to the church. Garen appears. He organizes for Lou's arrival. And Garen, you turn and look, and Lou walks in.
Clean, because I wasn't a hobo this time.
Do you remember everything?
Lou, that...
Yeah, Bear.
Wow, you're looking, you're looking real nice there, Lou.
Thanks, you too. I'm not dirty this time.
Oh, yeah, I've had a chance to, I got a new jacket. I don't know if you like it. It was blue before, now it's red. I don't know if I like the color.
No, red's good, I like it.
Yeah, he looks back at the cross over his shoulder and to Nancy, and he's like, kind of jerks his head, and he says, "You hungry at all? I love
eating. Food is great.
Well, I was thinking, maybe some Italian food. Yeah.
Okay.
Go get a bite.
Yeah.
I would love that. And maybe no handcuffs this time, eh?
Are you sure about that?
Well, not for dinner. For dinner, we just normal.
So handcuffs after dinner.
Looks back at the cross again.
It's
Looks
time
back
for
at
me to go.
We can talk about that after dinner.
Okay.
Outside of.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And he's stepping closer and closer and closer, and now it's like that awkward, like half a foot away, like a little bit too close, and he reaches out his hand and he says, I'm so happy after everything we've gone through. I'm so happy.
Me too. There was a lot of not happy, but it's better now. I'll remember you. I didn't for a while, but it's all coming back now.
I remember you too, Lou. You saved me. You saved me when I'd given up on myself, and I thank you.
I think it was the other way around.
He'll lean in to give her a kiss.
Just plants one right on him.
The scene pulls away from the church as the two of them kiss, and for a brief moment there is such happiness. Far away, however, far away, watching in a dark room is a man. Everything for a price, Miss Lucille. Everything for a price. And that's where we're going to end this episode and season of Call of Cthulhu. Oh. Well played, everybody. Well played. That was an episode. That was a season of Call of Cthulhu. Holy shit, that was good. Not to toot my own trumpet, but we all fucking nailed it. And that was a pretty damn fine episode, if I do say so myself. My friends, my countrymen, my fellow occultists, and viewers of Eldritch Horror, this is where we end this season of Nameless Horrors. Thank you guys for watching. It has been such an honor to play here with this amazing cast. Such an honor to perform this story for you guys, and such an honor that you guys have been so involved in this story, as with every season of Call of Cthulhu that we do here. The audience are just absolutely incredible, cheering us on from the sidelines, helping me out as a keeper to murder them, and helping the players out with those donations and viewer decisions. It was true magic has happened, and that's the best thing about role-playing games, is episodes and moments in games like this where you think, fuck yeah, this is why I play role-playing games. It was so much fun. I don't really know what else to say. I do want to go around to cast and crew. I know we've got Sans here to run in, but I don't mind running an extra 10 minutes here because we've got the end of the season. Flo's interested. Next week we've got kind of session 0/Q&A about this season, so if you have questions for the cast, for myself, for next week, we'll be doing that same time next week, and doing a session 0 talking about our characters, talking about the next campaign of Call of Cthulhu. Following almost directly on from this game is Doors to Darkness. I'll be DMing once again. We may see some familiar faces. We will have to see. But let's go around. Did you guys enjoy tonight's show? Did you enjoy the season? Thoughts, feelings, emotions, words? We've got to start with Lindy, because Lindy, the season was had a lot about Lou in.
Yeah, I'm so glad I gave you a character who had amnesia. Oh wow. I don't even know what to say. My heart, like if someone was monitoring like my heart rate, that entire episode would have been like da-da-da-da-da. Like they've been like, why hasn't she had an aneurysm or died yet? Like it was severe. I broke, I cried, I laughed. This was fan-fucking-tastic. Absolutely amazing, Will. And then Vashka came back, and Nancy popped in. I don't know. You guys are the best. I love you guys so much. I don't know what I would do without this Wednesday afternoon joy/horror in my life. It's just so enriching. I cannot wait for the next season. I have to find Larry. He's the only one unaccounted for at this point.
Yeah.
So, quest already for the next season. I am super stoked. I am feeling so many things. I'm probably gonna have to get a very stiff drink after this. And some ice cream. But yeah, absolutely fan-fucking-tastic and amazing. I don't even have words. I can't words. That's how broken my brain and heart and emotions are. But
thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Lou was such a fun character, and hopefully we get to see her back in the next season.
She's gonna get some dinner.
Yeah, next season is going to begin with the two of them going to dinner and how it all goes wrong. Cannot wait. Great stuff, Lindy. Thank you. Pruitt, same question as you, my friend.
Oh my God! Like seriously, you're gonna do this to us every time? Will, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, all the feels. It's everything, like you said. It's the reason why we play these games and put on these masks and get together and tell an amazing story, all pulling it out of our own asses. And I thank you again for inviting me into this group, and everybody in chat. You're absolutely amazing, donating and just effing with us to no end. So yes, thank you all. I can't wait to see what's going on next season and who exactly is going to show up.
Yeah,
I don't know. Haven't decided yet.
It's fun. All of you survived, and yet almost none of you survived. So it's one of those. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. Maybe we'll see the Doctor back next season. Maybe we'll see more Felix. Maybe a new contestant will enter the ring. I'm excited. Great stuff. Thank you, Pruitt. Greg.
Man, this is my third one for the season finales. They get better. When I said at the beginning of this, I said I have a good feeling about this one, and I don't think it disappointed. I think this is the best survival rate we've had going into a season finale.
Yeah.
I think that I think that and it wasn't hokey. I think that we the story was there for us. We RP'd it, and it like you said, Will, I think everything, each scene, people were kicking in ideas, and it was beautiful to sit back and watch. It was this blessed chaos that we get to take part in every week on Wednesdays from 1 to 4. And the spiel is here, as it always has been and always will be. This, ladies and gentlemen, is where it is at. It is the very first game that I played here on Encounter Roleplay, and Will willing, it will be the last I ever play here on Encounter Roleplay. I love this game. I love these people. I've said it once and I'll say it again. They pulled me out of a very dark place, and they did it with Cthulhu. So that's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Chat, I love you guys. Special drinks to Wobbit and Latu for personally helping me. And I'll even throw in there for Elijah, even though he's weak sauce compared to everybody else. But I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.
Amazing stuff. Don.
Yeah, just mirror what everybody else is saying. Having gone through this only twice myself, I kind of knew it was going to be a tough one. But what I loved about it was that it was completely different than what I could have expected, which is how this entire season's been. The story is just, it's gone left and right and zigged and zagged in ways that I couldn't have predicted. For me, that's so much fun. And then in addition to that, you get to tell a great story with great people who are playing the hell out of their characters every single week, and then chat that story through donations and just the energy that they bring to the chat room. It's I could not have predicted a year ago that this is an experience that would mean as much to me as it does, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Thanks so much, Don. Let's see. Last but not least, it's Tom.
It was all right. No, it
5
was
out of 10. You know, 5 on 5.
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I've had better. No, it was, as always, truly a fantastic and wild ride. As Don said, it kept me guessing, but at the end, it did all connect and make sense, and you have a very special knack for doing that, Will. A very special talent for doing that. And it wasn't as depressing as endings normally are. It was actually, for Call of Cthulhu standards, a good ending.
Yeah, this is, this is one kind of
well,
2 or
this is setting us up, is it?
2 or 3. At the beginning of the year, for a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, at the beginning of the year, I was like, all right, we're going to do this one, Nameless Horrors, then we're going to transition into Doors of Darkness, and then maybe I've got a third one in mind as well, all in the same sort of arc. So, 2 might be a bit more depressing. But yeah, no, this one was like a fucking awesome kick-ass opener into our current
absolutely.
storyline.
It was a wonderful introduction to each of our characters as well. Absolutely wonderful. And just speaking from Sloane's point of view, there is still more to discover. So we look forward to that next season.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think with all of our characters in one way or another, there are a lot of unanswered questions still to be answered. So
Where is Larry?
Where is Larry is the biggest question. I saw hashtag justice for Larry quite a lot there in chat. We'll have to see. Was Larry the big bad all along? I don't know. Yes, actually. Yes, no, I'm kidding. But we are going to be back next week for our Session 0/Q&A. If you guys have questions for us about any of the things we've been up to, about the characters, about any of the GMing stuff, then feel free to come along with them next week at the same time. And then the week after that is the opener, the premiere of Doors to Darkness, which is going to be fucking awesome. I cannot wait for that show and to pick up the story. It only gets... It's weird. I feel like a very real sense of pressure for every Call of Cthulhu session, especially like the last 5. We've just been fucking nailing them. I feel like every session I'm like, wow, this was really good. Like, everyone did really well. So pressure's on for next season, but with a cast like this, there is no way it won't be amazing. So I'm very blessed by you guys, and for such a fantastic audience for bringing just another element to the mix as well. Every viewer decision, every donation is just fucking incredible. Yeah, there is, in case you guys didn't know, there is a Patreon. You can go and support Encounter Roleplay there. You can go and support the channel, and it keeps us all ad-free and doing all of these shows. And we appreciate every single donation. And throughout the whole campaign, I mean, it is a crazy amount of donations for Nameless Horrors, a crazy amount of people to thank. So, you guys, you know who you are. Particular shout-outs go to Latu and Isriva, who are here every week donating crazy shit to you guys. You guys are amazing. Wobbit today as well, that was huge. But thank you guys for an amazing tale. Thank my cast for telling this story with me and changing it as we go and kind of making this show up as we go. I told the players in the green room before this, I have no idea how this is going to end. I didn't until about 10 minutes before the end, and it was just beautiful story that they just tell themselves at this point. With a cast like this, the stories just tell themselves. It's amazing stuff. But thank you guys. I will play us out with the trailer for the next season for Doors to Darkness, so you can get a little bit hyped for that. And then we're going straight into our next game, Sands of Zahir. Stick around here on Encounter Roleplay. You're going to have a good time. Until then, though, my friends, from myself and the cast of Nameless Horrors, goodbye.